Welcome back to the We Do This podcast. How are we doing, guys?
What's up, bitches?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? Nah, I'm great. I'm absolutely on the moon right now.
Yeah, what an intro. So we kind of wanted to get into a little bit of, I don't know if you want to call it our origin story, but our background, like how we met and kind of what led us to the warpath that we're on right now, if you will. I'm just kidding.
No, I think you really hit the nail on the head. It is an origin story.
So, definitely.
This guy. All right. So who wants to, I don't know how you want to start this off.
I feel like you and Joe should talk about how you guys met, because we'll go like timeline order, because you guys met each other before I met either of you.
Yes. So in chronological order, as you know, in the very building that we are right now, Joe and I went to the same school, and we had one class together our freshman year. And this is a very funny story because I actually didn't like you at first.
That's right.
I don't know if we've ever told you this, but yeah, no, I didn't like him at first for a very stupid reason.
Can I guess?
Guess.
Is it the baseball shirts, right?
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
it the baseball shirts?
Yeah. So we had it was like some bullshit English class, and he was on the far side, and I was like right by the door. And every time I would get there, you know, pretty much the same time every day, and you would walk in, and I would just notice you had like literally the same clothes on that I was wearing like the same style, same everything. It's like, who's this guy fucking stealing my style? And I was jealous of the 3/4 sleeve baseball shirts that you would wear every day. Basically, you had like 10 million of them. And finally, I don't know how it started, but I was in our roommate, one of our friends. We all lived in the same dorm, or you guys did, and I was a commuter. Anyways, and you just randomly popped into A-Rod's room one day. A-Rod's our other friend. Shout out A-Rod.
Summer.
And I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I was like, oh, yeah, English class, whatever. I was like, hey, man, this is a weird question, but like, where do you get those shirts from? And the rest is history.
You know, I really think our first interaction was in the dining hall.
First, like, yeah, I would say official.
I remember you were sitting across from me in the dining hall.
Yeah. And then I think I was with Alex and Nicole, our other friends.
Yeah, and I was sitting by myself, and you guys invited me to sit with you.
Yeah.
That's so funny because in high school, if you sit by yourself, you're like deemed weird, right? By other people. But in college, everyone does it all the time, and no one cares. It's such a weird time, but
Yeah. So long story short, then after that, we kind of just sat next to each other in class,
yeah,
and then just, you know,
rest is history.
cut to the rest of college.
It's so weird, dude, because I'm like, I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit by myself. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? And as soon as I sat down, I start eating. This little girl comes up to me and goes, hey, do you want to sit with us? I'm like, who is this?
Our friend Alex is very tiny, by the way.
You guys have small friends.
We
Dude,
do,
they're
yeah.
all so small.
So tiny.
You guys do have small friends. I am noticing that.
And yeah, and that was it. Rest is history.
Bro, I'm so happy I could finally say this on the podcast, but the way me and Joe met, it's not funny, but there's one specific moment that Joe talks about that kills me every single time. It's going to kill me again when he says it. So me and Joe work at the same restaurant. I've worked at this restaurant since 2018, so like 4 years pretty much. Joe started in 2020.
September 2020.
And so I was there for a bit, and Joe gets there in September. And I didn't talk to Joe for a few months now. We started talking because of fantasy football, and like that kind of, like...
Well, end of our tea, too.
Well, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
So one day, this guy walks in, and he goes, do you mind if I ask you a question? And I was like, sure. I thought he was going to ask me like some menu stuff. he was like, "Do you know Ryan Thompson?" And it's kind of funny because RT is in the previous podcast, so it kind of just works out.
He was the kid shitting on the toilet.
Yeah, if anyone was wondering.
Hashtag shit.
But anyway, he comes up to me and goes, can I ask you a question? I was like, sure. He's like, do you know Ryan Thompson? And I look at him, I go, RT? For those of you that don't know, everybody calls Ryan RT. So Joe started hysterically laughing because, like, I wouldn't, if I didn't know, if I was like, yeah, I know Ryan Thompson, Joe would have been like, you're not, like, boys with him. But, like, the fact that I said RT, it's funny. So, little backstory. RT, I mean, you should say how you know Ryan because you're a lot closer with him than I am.
Oh no! I mean, we went to Monmouth. Me and Mikey went to Monmouth with him. We met at a Dage at the end of our freshman year. I mean, I knew of him. You know, we met in passing, but at the Dage, I helped him get with one of our friends, and he literally came up to me and goes, "Dude, help me get with Lauren right now." I swear to God, I don't know if that was like word for word.
If you guys knew who RT was, the story would be 10 times funnier, by the way.
But yeah, and then after that we just became boys. We started texting, and then yeah, that's basically it.
So
It's crazy.
I went to high school with RT, and it's kind of funny because
Look at these jokers.
yeah, I don't know what they're looking at, but anyway. So I went to yeah, these guys are just staring at us.
Keep walking.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry before I was rudely interrupted by these schmucks, but I went to high school with RT, and like me and him were friends. We had a class together, and like it was whatever. I talk to him more now, honestly, than when I did when I was in high school. Because he was a senior when I was a sophomore. Yeah, he was a senior when I was a sophomore. And like I said, I wasn't really good friends with him. But then when you said his name, like it just brought back memories. It was funny, really, really funny. And the reason why I'm laughing is because Joe told me this like a year after me and him like became really good friends, and he was like, "Dude, I still remember like the first shift like where I met you." And do you know what I'm gonna say?
I think so.
So, I was working at like 4 or 5, and Joe was already there. And Joe claims he was miserable before me and him started actually talking at Tommy's. Because, I mean, our restaurant's weird because everybody hates it, but everybody loves the people. Maybe that's just like a customer service kind of thing where people.
It's the same with my job.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's all restaurants too.
That's what I'm saying. But
like, because I've only worked in one, so I don't really know how.
I've worked in another, but it had that sense of community, but it was nothing like this. But
You've worked in another one?
yeah, I've worked in another one.
I didn't know that.
But anyway, we're really close. Like we're really close to the point where it's kind of intimidating. And like I said, I've been there for a couple of years, so like everyone's like, "Oh, like can't wait till Norm comes, can't wait till Norm comes." And what did you say?
Dude, I was like, who the fuck is this kid? He comes in, he's wearing a purple bandana. I'm like, what is this kid trying to be? Like it was so funny, and you know, our friend Vin was working too. I think she was expoing with you.
Yeah, she was. Nick Rowe.
Nick Rowe and Brian.
I'm trying to think of what Garcia was expoing too.
Garcia was food running with me at
Oh,
the
he
time.
was?
Yeah,
Wow.
he trained me earlier that day.
Not all heroes wear capes.
This is funny because the way you just said, like, everybody wanted you to meet Norm. That's the same way that you wanted me to meet him. You're like, oh man, gotta meet my buddy Norm.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, now we can kind of go full circle as as RT would say. So, obviously, you guys knew each other prior to meeting me, but Joe was like, dude, one night, me, Joe, and our friend Nick were working at Tommy's, and Joe was like, dude, a bunch of my Monmouth friends are going to Donovan's. Like, you guys should come. And RT even told us to go. So we were like, oh, yeah, we'll go. Why not? And that's where I met you. That's where I met Palumbo. And I don't know if I met any of your other friends. I might have, but I obviously talked to you and Palumbo the most out of your friends. And It's so funny because we're sitting here doing this podcast. I think I can count on both my hands how many times I've met you in person. It's crazy. It's wild. It's absolutely absurd. I can't believe it. And yeah, here we are.
And it's funny because both of our friend groups, it's like everybody knows of each other a little bit, but we kind of just like all merged together, and now we're just, you kind of never know who's really gonna like pop out on any given weekend, which makes it kind of fun.
I agree.
There's like composed of our group, because now that like our Tommy's friends and the Monmouth friends,
And
kind
even
of-
my friends.
yeah, even your friends too, kind of all came together, and now it's a group that consists of, dude, it's like 25 people if everybody pops out.
The army.
Literally, it's incredible.
And you know what that one ingredient is that brings us all together and why we all work well together?
Say it, Mike.
It's charisma, baby.
Yeah,
It is.
it is charisma.
It's so funny. You know what we should actually talk about now that we just kind of brushed over it, because, I mean, what else are we, other than what we just talked about, there's not really much to add to how we met each other, but customer service jobs, I feel like that's something we could really dive into.
Oh God, I could go on a whole tangent
Dude,
about
But,
this one.
all right,
Listen,
hold on.
Mike Abazia called me last night. He's not happy. He's pissed off, and Mike.
I had kind of a crappy week.
Yeah, take it away, bro.
Nah, I don't want to get too much into it,
Start
but
shitting on his job.
Can I actually ask you a question?
yeah, what's up?
So, how long have you been working in like a customer service setting?
I've worked in customer service or retail for my entire life. Every single job that I've had, aside from one, which was an internship, it was a marketing internship. Aside from that, I've worked in customer service retail for my entire life. I've seen it all. I've been through.
So 20 plus years?
Um,
I'm saying like when you
So I started working officially, I want to say, I think it was like 2015, maybe.
He was a big quick check guy.
so like 8 years.
So before that, I actually worked at a clothing store in the mall.
That's customer service.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that. You hated it.
Oh, it was horrible. Yeah.
Uh,
I was making like $8.38 an hour.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terrible.
wait, how many years have you been in like a customer service? Not just restaurant, anything.
2015, I got my first job.
So
Is that what you just said? 2015?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah.
So I started working at a restaurant. I was a camp counselor. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't consider that a customer service job. I'm offering a service, but like it's not the same thing. But I started working at Urban Coal House, which used to be Tommy's in Red Bank. That was pre.
Wait, there was a Tommy's in Red Bank?
Yeah, in the Galleria. You know where Melting Pot is?
Yes.
In that shopping area, there was a Tommy's, and then they moved to Seabright. But I used to work at Urban Coal House in Red Bank. I started in 2017. So, as a collective, we have over 20 years of experience. The reason why I asked this is I've learned so much about people through just being around all these different types of people and interacting with these people, working with the customers that we work with. And what would you guys say is your biggest takeaway from working in a restaurant? Let me take that back. Working in a customer service setting. Because we're all, like the three of us, we're all very like, we like to communicate. I mean, you guys are chilling here as comm majors, but we all communicate in different ways. Like Joe's a lot more expressive. I think everybody can tell. Mike, you're a little bit more like relaxed, but you're very soft-spoken. And when I feel like, especially in these podcasts, like what you say holds more weight than what me and Joe says because of the way you deliver it. No, I'm serious.
Come on.
I'm serious. And then me, I'm just kind of in the middle of you guys. Sometimes I'll say something that's like important, but sometimes I'll be like goofing off with this guy.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Before I say anything, I just want to say to all my customer service brothers and sisters in Christ here, I hear you, I understand you, and I respect everything that you're going through because we have been through some hellish situations, and it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot. But customer service jobs are no joke.
With that being said, everyone should have one at least once in their life.
I agree. I've
It
had
teaches you a lot of
5 or
things that
6.
no one will teach you. Like,
Yeah.
like etiquette, talking to other people, whether it be in a restaurant setting, bumping into someone in the street, letting someone go while you're driving, just like little things like that. No one will ever teach you, but you gain this humility while working
Yeah.
in a customer service setting, and it's just something that you like. I'll never forget what I learned.
hmm
There's nothing that I think can teach you that.
Yeah. I would say the biggest takeaway from working in the jobs that I've worked is that, I mean, everybody always says, like, kill people with kindness, even the worst of people. And yes, I do agree with that. Because if you take a more calm approach to somebody who's like yelling and screaming, yeah, sure, they might take a step back and say, oh, wow, maybe I am being a little bit too much right now. And it's happened so many times to me. Like, there was one lady who returned a car to my job, and she was like, we have to ask like these 3 questions, like, how was our service? Was there something we could have done better? And then she just went off on a tangent, and she just started not yelling, but she was very visibly upset with the service we provided. And I guess I was still kind of new at the time, so I looked. She said, "Oh gosh, you look like you seen a ghost. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." But my point is, like, it's just, I don't know. You just got to kind of take things on the chin sometimes, and really just, you got to take a breath and just realize that, like, none of this shit matters, really. You cannot take a customer service job seriously at all.
You really can't, dude. You can't, and I think it's motivating enough because of how much it sucks. It's motivating to the point where you want to just be rich already. You want to, skip the next 10 years of your life, and you just want to be rich.
Mm-hmm. I was just talking to my boy yesterday. We were like, dude, let's get the hell out of here. Let's open up a bar or a coffee shop and make millions.
Like, dead ass, you just got to keep telling yourself it sucks and you hate it, and I don't blame you, and we can all relate to that, but I'm telling you, it'll be worth it eventually. You just got to get over the hump. And it's all for the resume and whatever you're trying to build for yourself and whatever you want to do with your life. I don't fucking know. But, you just got to keep going through the punches. What's the phrase? Going with the punches?
Roll with the punches.
Roll with the punches, yeah.
But that's exactly what my parents were. I was telling them about my week, and they said exactly the same thing. Like, just use this as a resume builder, stay there for at least a year, and then,
It's another step on the staircase.
hit the dusty trail, as we say.
Because, dude, Norman's been at Tommy's for how long? 4 years?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been there for 2, going on 3. I'm ready to get the fuck out of there. Can I say that? Is that allowed?
Yeah, that's fine. You're allowed to curse.
Yeah.
They're not going to watch this.
Yeah, they don't care.
Who cares?
Yeah, but what's wrong with you saying that? Like,
Just being honest.
yeah, but my thing is, it's not like you're working at like a Fortune 500 Fortune company or a hedge fund. Like,
So-
no one, if your manager at your job truthfully thinks that this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, then they're not a good manager. Because how many people do we know as a collective 3 believe that what they're doing right now at our jobs is what they're going to do for the rest of their life? How many? Like, if you think, like, hey, I want to work in a restaurant for the rest of my life. First of all, I'm not hating. If that truthfully makes you happy, like, our GM was telling us, like, he's like, I knew from a young age I was going to work in a restaurant for the rest of my life. I have the utmost respect for people that find what they want to do in their life and then they pursue it. With that being said, how many people do you know, like I said, want to be in a restaurant their whole lives? Most people that are our age, at least, or even in a regular customer service job, are there to either pay off their student loans, get through college, or just have extra spending money on the weekends. I can't think of another reason why another person would be in a customer service job at our age. Or they're trying to find a career job.
Right.
I think a job like what Norm's talking about is extremely humbling.
Oh my God.
Because, dude, there are some days where it's not that bad, and you make someone happy by, like, if you're serving, they really enjoyed your service, and it's awesome. They enjoyed the food. You say if it's like a family with kids, and I don't know, you like to
make
bullshit
somebody's
with,
day.
Yeah,
Sure.
literally, you bullshit with the kids. They like their Shirley Temples. right? It's like, okay, this isn't that bad. And then you have people that make you want to punch yourself in the face.
Yeah.
You know?
Just question your entire life.
It's like, why? Literally, it's like, why am I doing this? And you just go back and forth consistently with it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think what keeps you sane is the people you work with. That is the most important component in your job.
I said this last week, and I was like, yeah, I worked the lunch shift, and it was so boring. And it was because Joe wasn't there, and the people that we like to gas up weren't there. It's like a really big difference.
Just like the NPCs.
Yeah,
No
right.
offense, guys. I mean,
Yeah. But dude, I've worked there for so many years, like so many different people, and like I've always found people that I could connect with. Luckily, I think that's part of the reason why I'm still there. Also, I'm still in school,
Mhm.
but it's really funny because like today I'm going into work after this, and I mean Joe's not working, but
thank God.
we still like it's still going to be a decent still some people there that I really enjoy talking to, and like we have a great time. So like I'm not like fussed that I have to go in. Like yeah, it's a Saturday night, but like I don't know. I'm just not like
Dude, you're not amped.
I wouldn't even say yeah, I guess. But it's just funny because if you took those two people from work and I was working with two randoms, I would not want to go. Now like I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
I think you build that camaraderie where, at least Norm and I, we've seen 50 other food runners come and go, but
Servers, food runners, any position you could think of.
and Mike, this is something that you're going to get a kick out of. The 5 or 6 expos that started when I started, that were there when I got there in 2020, most of them are still there. It's nuts. I mean, yeah, you've had a few stragglers come and go, but for the most part, it's the same 6 people, the same 5 or 6 people on Expo, and the entire restaurant, the entire landscape of the restaurant is different.
We're by far like the closest group.
It's not
At the
even
place.
close.
Like it's like we have a group chat. We don't talk in it every day, but the thing is like when someone says something in there, it goes off. It's so funny though. And we all have like really good chemistry with each other, and everyone knows how stupid Joe is. So like they all just go with it. It's so funny. It's
great.
so funny.
It's great. And literally, dude, I created a fake committee
The council.
Oh no, the committee.
Oh yeah.
No, the committee. It's
Where
the dumbest thing in the world.
I put like 20 random Tommy's people that I have in my phone, like as many people that work there as possible. I put them all in a group chat, and I just randomly rank them, right? And people thought I was serious too.
Bro, some people got like pissed.
Well, in terms of what, like?
Like from 10 all the way to 1.
And he just wouldn't say what he was ranking them on. He just said, these are the rankings.
No context. It was completely ambiguous. And number 1 was always Chase Hintelman, even when he left.
Yeah, the number 1 spot never was anybody except Chase. And, like, I'd walk into work, and one of our coworkers would be like, are you serious? You went on these rankings? I'm like, dude, they're a joke. And no, I never made the list. Why would I be a part of it?
Oh my god.
It's just like, that's the stupid stuff that gets me and Joe through working at that place.
I know.
That we have to incorporate because some of the rules, and I probably shouldn't go into that.
Let's just say where we work went from a non-corporate place to a corporate place, so they're trying to tidy things up and be a little bit more strict.
Yeah, that's kind of how my job's starting to be a little bit. But I don't know, to kind of segue this a little bit. I saw this thing. I told you guys about this, but in terms of where we're at right now and like where we want to be, like talking about money a little bit, I saw a video of this guy who was in his late 30s, who I think he said he was retired. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But he said, the mindset that I have is that money should be looked at as a tool to buy time. And I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on that.
Money is a tool to buy time. It's strange because in order to make money, you have to sacrifice your time.
Exactly.
But it's very strange because just because I put in 50 hours at my job doesn't mean I'm making great money. Because a lot of people, including myself, I don't know if you guys can attest to this, and I'm trying to work on it when we do the 75 hard, is just because I'm working hard at something doesn't mean it's meaningful. That's why one of the reasons why I started picking up less days at where we work is because I realized like I can spend time doing other things in my life that could make me money in the long term, to the point where like sacrificing the extra $100 to $200 is worth it for me. And to your point of money and time, I don't know how to articulate this in a way that would make a lot of sense, but I'll just say what I believe I'm trying to say. If you're passionate about something, you will spend a lot of time on it. And that's where the whole matrix of money can buy you time. Because if I'm truly passionate about something and it ends up making me money, then like
You just
Then you win.
yeah, exactly. But some people, and don't get me wrong, I wish I had this mentality to a certain extent where people just work for the bag, but like are very meticulous and very smart in how they work. Because nowadays you can make a lot of money online, whether it be Airbnb, whether it be social media, whether it be podcasting, TikTok, the whole shebang. But the problem is you don't know how to do it. Because like you have to, these people that are blowing up now, like I just watched, you guys know the Nelk Boys, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
They just did a podcast with, you guys know Kai Cenat?
Yeah.
Do you know who he is?
I think I've seen.
No.
He's a really big Twitch streamer. But anyways, he blew up in Twitch in a year, which is like absurd. But he's been making videos since 2017. And I think that's something people don't realize when these people blow up. They didn't just start yesterday. And to the point of time and money, this guy didn't make money on his YouTube videos for 2-3 years. And that's the hardest part, because if it's so easy and to be discouraged when you start doing something that you love, but then you get embarrassed because you're not successful, quote unquote. And then you have pressures from your friends, your family, yada, yada, yada. So the whole money time thing, I think you have to also factor in what you're passionate about too. But on the other hand, you can grind for money to the point where you have enough income where you can start doing the things you're passionate about.
I agree. And I think it's also very easy to kind of compare yourself or fall into a trap of comparing yourself to your other friends or just people in your life who might be a little bit further ahead.
I don't think they're happy. The people who are further ahead,
Yeah.
who claim they have it all figured out. Dude, I'm 25. You're 24. You're 22. You're gonna be 23. You shouldn't have it all figured out right now. And if you do, I mean, good for you. I'm not hating. I'm not jealous. But the amount of work that you would have to put in order to figure it out at this point, at this stage, dude, you're not gonna have a social life. You're not gonna have fun.
Well, you just can't figure things out. You can't.
Like, you need to experience life in order to figure it out. That's how it works.
Exactly. Because right now, I have certain people in my life. Next week, I could not have those people in my life.
Holy fuck.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can't. Yeah, I could say, oh, I want to be XYZ in 10 years down the line. But is that factoring in the fact that some people might not be in my life anymore and how that might impact me? Because I've had things happen in my life where I went all the way down, but then I realized those are the times where I've excelled in other things, like when I started lifting and stuff like that. It's funny because the unplanned things are usually the best things to happen to you, because you never have an answer for things right when they happen to you. But then you have the the advantage of looking back on it and being like, wow, the amount I've taken from whatever experience it was is something I could have never planned for. To my point of why you can't say I have everything worked out. Because if we had the three of us and had this podcast and the same topic a year ago, I would not be talking like this. I would have a completely different outlook on working, like planning out your life. Also, ultimatums are so stupid. Like, I should have a kid by the time I'm 30. I should have a job by the time I'm X. Dumbest thing in the world. You want to create unwanted stress for yourself? Go ahead and do that to yourself.
There's just no formula to it. I mean, one of my buddies.
You said that last week.
I did say
it's the truth, though.
It really is the truth. You know, basically, one of my buddies is at a point in his life where he is doing very well for himself. Same age, whatever, different paths. He obviously we graduated from the same high school. He didn't end up going to college. Maybe he tried it for a little bit and then he didn't want to do it anymore. But that kind of like pushed him to have to be on this expedited track of kind of figuring out different things. And to your point, like of just really, I guess, working hard to find that passion, I guess, or going on I don't know. He just basically took the fast track, and that's cool. That's good for him. But my point is, like, there's no right or wrong way of figuring out your life. Like, I've seen people all over the internet who are like, yeah, I'm in my late 30s. I'm 40. I'm 35, and I still don't have it figured out. Or I just got to this point recently. We're 24. You're 22. Like, we're good.
To circle, finish what you have to say, actually.
No, I was just going to say, like, I just feel like it's something that I have to keep reminding myself because to your point from before, like, yeah, sometimes I do add that unwanted stress in my life. And I got to keep reading that book that I mentioned last week, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, because, I just need to, like, stop. Not that I have to stop caring, but I just need to stop acting as if like I need to have everything figured out right now.
What I'm going to say is contradictory to what you're saying, but just hear me out. It's kind of like to bring it back to what we were talking about with customer service jobs. When you're sitting at your job, that's all you think about. All you think about is, I can't wait till I get my shit figured out.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, we joke at our job that all I do is cut pizzas and just mess with people. To be honest, that is all I do. But as funny as that sounds, the amount of BS that goes on in that place, sometimes Joe will see it in my face. And, like, I'm a pretty, like, positive person. But there's sometimes
it's so hard.
The toxicity in that place will literally suck the positivity out of you. And you just walk in there and it just hits you like a brick wall.
Dude, it's so hard.
And then it's the thing that gets you even, it makes it even worse because sometimes you walk in there and like you're amped and everybody just isn't on the same level as you. And you're like, damn, like I just want to go home already.
Well, that's what happened to me this past week. We were having a great week. And then basically without getting too much into it, there was a conversation that was had where it was basically the purpose of it was to let us know that we got to like step our game up a little bit and like we're just not where we need to be. And after that, like I get the whole point of the conversation and I respect why it had to happen, but it kind of just like sucked the life out of us a little bit, and now we're thinking to ourselves, man, like now there's like that pressure there a little bit to really, get to that next level, I guess. And that's stress that I didn't need.
I'm not taking anything away from whoever runs your branch or whatever, but I think Joe is going to agree with me. Having a great manager / leader, it will make your working environment 10 times better. And I've had 4 general managers at the place we work, and they were all different, but I've had great ones and I've had terrible ones, and the terrible ones have made the place a living hell because when I see them, I'm just like, I don't want to be there. Like, and even when I had great ones, like I'd walk in and they'd be like, yo, let's get it or whatever. Like they'd mess around with you. They're really the catalyst to the vibe for the day. Like what you just said.
Mhm.
Like your manager came in and said, all right, guys, like we have to be better. There's a way to convey that in a way where not only will it get the message across, but it'll have you guys sit there and think, yeah, like we have to, you guys get excited for it. Like, yeah, we have to do better. Rather than being like, oh, like here's some stress now. Like,
Yeah.
now we need to step up. Because I've had, one of the best GMs I had was during the pandemic. And like working in a restaurant during the pandemic is an experience I wish everybody could have went through, because it was one of the most challenging things I've ever done. But our GM, his best quality was that he accepted when he was wrong. And I've had multiple GMs that don't do that. And the fact that you can accept when you're wrong and
Accountability.
that place now lacks so much accountability.
It's not-
It's absurd. Like I could have a full podcast with myself and talk about the lack of accountability that is in that building. But it's not entertaining. It's just it's going to be me ranting the whole time.
That's nor here or there.
Oh my god.
Sorry, dude, I interrupted you. Keep going.
No, you didn't, man. You didn't at all. But it's all down to who runs the place, no?
It's domino effect.
Yeah, and like I hate like it sounds like I'm blaming him or them, but I'm not blaming them. It's because at the end of the day, like
Everybody has a job to do.
everybody has a job to do. Everyone's there to make money, and if you make the money you need to do by doing the bare minimum, it's so hard for someone to be like, "Hey, how about you do more but make the same amount of money?"
So, when I started at this restaurant, it used to be about everyone was helping each other. I understand you're going to work for yourself and to make money for yourself, but it's like the mantra of the restaurant when I started was, dude, everyone was for each other and everyone wanted to help each other out, and
What did I say to you when you started working there? Do you remember? I say it to everybody when they start working there.
wait, if you're well liked, you will stay, right?
I said, this place sucks. The people that run it stink. But you're gonna stay here because of the people. And if you're not well liked, you will not last. I said that I don't even know. I don't even know if I knew his name yet. I say that to everyone that starts there. You can ask a bunch of people that like we're friends with that used to work there. I've said it to all of them because they're like, "Oh, how is it?" I'm like, "I'm going to be straight up with you. It sucks. It really does. But the people here make it so worth it."
And it sounds so dramatic, dude.
It sounds so Cinderella too. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds so cheesy and corny.
And the people are like, yo, these guys are such clowns. But I'm telling you, if you've worked in a restaurant, you get it.
It's
Customer service in general,
It's-
in that industry, you get it.
because it's like you're part of a team. Well, it was.
And because of the 40 to 50 people now that have come and gone, we see them everywhere. It's always someone different. Like whether if it's at Bar A in Belmar, or if it's at Johnny Mac's in Asbury Park, or
Porto.
if it's at the gym
Yeah.
5 minutes down the road. Like
I see some people at Rutgers.
it's crazy. And I've met some lifelong friends, included Norm, and including shout out Carmine Cardilli. He's handsome. Nick Rowe.
I mean, your wife.
Dude, my wife. Mike Garcia.
James the bartender.
James. Shout out James the bartender.
Yeah, I hope you're still bartending.
He's not.
All right. Everyone needs to relax. But the point is, it really is like a sense of community, and that's the best part because it's such a relief. Like I've been out and like this happened to me once actually. I was at Bar A. It was Tuesday. Beat the clock, and I'm sitting there waiting for my friends to get out of the bathroom, and this kid is like sitting next to me on his phone, and like we just make eye contact, and I was like, yeah, like what's up, like where you from, all this stuff. Turns out he worked at Gabriella's in Middletown, and I'm from Middletown, and I knew people that worked at Gabriella's. He ended up knowing people that worked at Tommy's, and we just started BSing and whatever. And we most of the conversation consisted on how we love the people we work with. And like I said, I don't know if it's just the restaurant we work in or other restaurants, but it seems like there's a sense of community because we're all in the trenches. Like we're all dealing with the same BS that everyone has to deal with, and you spend so much time with people. Like there was a point where I was spending like 50 hours there a week, and I would see these people more than I would see my friends, more than I'd see my family sometimes. And you get to know these people so well. Like I have close friends that, like on paper, I shouldn't be friends with if you look at who they are and who I am, but like I talk to them every day. Like it's so funny. And that's the power of working in a restaurant or even a customer service job as yourself. You meet people that you just can't write up.
Yeah.
You can't meet these people through just chance. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, technically you do by working in a restaurant, but like I would never meet these people if I never worked at Tommy's. Never.
I agree. I mean, we have like a group chat with there's like my branch and then the surrounding branches, and we just all talk shit the whole day, and it's great.
It's so fun.
Because you're going through it together.
Exactly. It gets you through your day.
'Cause you
And
guys-
sometimes, what were you gonna say?
No, dude, I interrupted you.
We do like happy hours sometimes where we all get together, and it's great because we can all just be ourselves, and we don't have to be our job persona. You know what I mean? And just the amount of memes and job related jokes that we say, oh, dude, like fucking this customer just walked in, it's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's all day.
Dude, this is why I'm so excited to do the 75 hard with you guys. It's the truth. Because now, like, we're pretty close, but, like, this is going to be nuts. Like, 75 days of the three of us going through the same things. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Did we define what exactly we want to do with it yet, or because I know we defined the literal
like
definition
the
of it.
actual challenge itself?
Yeah,
What do you mean? Like,
because realistically, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the whole 2 workout a day thing just based off my schedule. Absolutely at least one.
well, when it comes to workouts, like I'm not gonna be running and lifting every day. Like one of my workouts is gonna be I bought a month or like 5 to 6 session pass at a hot yoga studio. So I'm gonna try and go once a week. That's gonna be one of my workouts.
That's steamy.
I really can't with this guy, bro. But
I'm serious.
I
Dude.
know.
That's really hot.
Steamy,
yeah, steamy.
juicy.
But like I'm gonna be doing yoga, like walking is another workout. Like your 2 workouts don't have to be intense, but I know for you it's not the intensity, it's the time.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this morning I walked my dog for like an hour today, literally. I mean, she kind of just leads me around, even if I want to go inside.
That counts as a workout.
Yeah, no, walking for sure. It's like low intensity cardio or something.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is like I want to do this challenge because I don't want to tell myself I can't do anything because I said it last podcast, but you're your biggest self-critic. Like why can't I do that? You know what I mean?
You're right. And one of the things that I really, really want to start doing, and I think it'll just benefit every aspect of my life, is just really figuring out my morning routine.
Oh, Mike.
Because I'll tell you what, I set my alarm for 5 every morning. Guess what time I actually wake up?
7.
6:45.
Yes.
Is it? Is it 6:45?
I literally set my alarm for 5. I used to set it for 4:30 too because I wanted to try that a little bit. And even then, I'd set it, I'd wake up, I'd chuck my phone across the other side of my bed, still have every alarm set for like 5 or 10 minute intervals, and I'd actually get out of bed at 6:45 to get to work at 7:30. That is disgusting, and it's a bad habit, and you heard it here first. I'm going to stop doing that shit because I want to start valuing my morning and doing things that I don't have the time to do at night because I'm just gassed physically and mentally from work. What do you guys think?
Dude, I mean, I really don't have a morning routine. But I think once you develop it, it could change your life.
I'm talking from experience, dude.
Dude, this guy gets off to it.
This. Whoa. What do you mean there, pal? What do you mean?
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Keep going.
So, almost every day I wake up at 5. I go to my desk. I write a little to-do list for the things I need to do. I make my bed. I know this is weird, but I don't brush my teeth first. Like, I do all that, then I go to the bathroom and brush my teeth.
When do you whack off?
Like, around like 5:17. His face! No, I'm just messing with you. That's just not part of my morning routine.
He doesn't whack off.
But, like, dude, I don't know how I can take you seriously.
I can't.
Even Mike's probably just shaking his head. But, I drink like 8 ounces of bone broth. I meditate for like 10 minutes, and then I go to the gym.
So,
And I'll eat like a protein bar and like drink a glass of water.
is there any where you have to be at a certain? I know you're still in school.
I have an 8:30.
Okay, so you figure, yeah, that gives you plenty of time.
Yeah.
That's
What do you
good.
think about when you meditate?
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. I have a track that I play on YouTube that I need Mike Abazia to voice over because I need to listen to that voice. And I just sit on my bed, legs crossed, my eyes. You're laughing at me. I sit on my bed. I'm not kidding.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
sit on my bed,
Compose yourself.
eyes closed.
Sometimes I have to like center him a little bit.
What's so fun? You asked me. I'm serious. I sit on my bed, eyes closed, with my AirPods in, and I just sit there for like 10 to 15 minutes listening to this person, like breathing cadences, like being aware of like what I'm feeling, like physically feeling.
Do you think that helps?
Oh, it helps so much. It helps so much. Like, I'm just not stressed. I mean, I'm not a stressed guy anyway, but I'm just, like, my mind is so relaxed when I do that. And then I go to the gym, and, like, I don't know about you guys, whenever I'm at the gym, like, all I think about is, like, what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I only think about, like, what workouts I'm doing.
Oh,
So, like, I don't check my phone till, like, 8:39, and I'm up at 5.
It's kind of crazy because the gym has become such a. It's kind of like, and I didn't make this up. I saw it on a TikTok, where it's like a doctor's appointment, where
It's like a
You-
therapy session.
you just gotta go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's just a part of your day. Obviously, you won't go every day because you need rest days, but I don't know. It's one of those things where you don't even think about it; you just do it.
Yeah,
And
but
people who don't exercise, they don't get that.
I was gonna say, I think we're the minority in here, in that regard, because I remember I was texting you about that one Instagram reel thing I saw. It was
Yeah.
like some. So anyway, I'm not hating, by the way. Like, if you're starting to work out, like, that's the greatest. Like, hats off to you. Like, I know how hard it is. We all know how hard it is to first start out. But this influencer set out a challenge where she has to work out at least 3 times a day. And like I sent it to Joe, and I was like, remember in life when we thought working that working out that many times was like hard. Like now it's 5 minimum.
Well, 3 times a week.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's 5 times a week minimum for us. Like 3 times a week has not crossed my mind since like I started lifting. Maybe like the first month I started lifting, and then once I got the hang of it, I bumped it up. But it's crazy because I never realized that until I saw the video. I was like, 3 times a week. I'm like, what?
Well, even anything past like 5 days, even I'll usually try to go for at least 5. But anything past that, I'll kind of just go for fun. Like, I could probably get a second leg day in. I could probably do arms. I didn't do arms enough. You know what I mean? It just
Literally,
becomes.
Yeah, but it's to the point of where it's something where Joe said it's kind of like a doctor's appointment. We kind of just go.
You gotta go.
Like it's just something about us is wired a certain way, where we just enjoy it.
And I will say, anytime, because I was doing this for a little while when I started working in my current job, anytime that I would actually do the whole process of waking up at a certain time, and I just remember this feeling of being in the car on the way to the gym at whatever it was in the morning. It's like, wow, like this is pretty cool. I actually have time to do. This is my time. I'm choosing to do this.
Yeah, dude, I tell Joe this. I don't listen to music on my way to the gym. It's just like
Just locked in.
silent, and like sometimes depending on daylight savings, when I leave my house it's pitch black. When I leave the gym, the sun's rising. Or sometimes when I leave my house the sun's rising. It's just like so not therapeutic. It's just so like
Satisfying.
Set the tone.
satisfying.
Set the tone
It's
for the
so-
day.
It's just I'm just so relaxed. And
Yeah.
then I get a good workout in, and I'm like, there's check one off my list.
hmm
It's just
And
the best.
throughout the whole day, when that happens, I'm just like, man, nothing can phase me now. I feel like I can take on anything. As opposed to me waking up like before at 6:45 in the morning, barely getting to work on time, and then just being pretty miserable the whole day.
It was really 6:45. Did I call that?
No, you did. Right on the dot. I mean, over, under, sometimes it'll be 6:40, 6:35, whatever the case may be, but it's bad.
Typically, 6:45 is that cutoff where you're like, shit, I gotta get up.
I would say that is probably my biggest flaw right now.
What's the hardest part for you? Like the actual act of getting out of bed?
Because
Yes.
So I bought you actually saw you were on FaceTime with me when I was setting it up. I bought this clock and it wakes you up with natural light. And the only way for it to shut off is if you go and physically hit the button. So what did I do? I was like, I'm going to set this up across my bed. So I have to go get up. Well, first of all, the light's just like in my face. And I have to go up, turn it off. And it has noises too. Like you could have like a regular alarm clock. You could have like white noise, like nature sounds. But I wake up and I'm like, it literally feels like I'm waking up in like the middle of like a rainforest. Like I'm not like, I don't have that groggy feel. Like I wake up and I'm like, oh, like it's time to start my day. And I get up, that's the thing. Once you're up and out of bed, you're like I can't go back.
And this is funny because exactly from what you're saying, I'm thinking in my head, like I have to switch up something because I know it has to change. And I know I want to make this change. And basically I've been waking up to the same routine for years. It's the same song that wakes me up every day. It's Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
great song.
And it's just like, it's too comfortable for me. So either I need to switch the song or do what you do, like putting my alarm, because I have an Alexa and that's how I set all my alarms. So all I have to say is, Alexa, snooze 5 minutes, Alexa, snooze, whatever. And that's it. But I'll set it on my phone too. So I'll shut off the Alexa and then I'll snooze on my phone. And it's just,
Dude, it's hard.
yeah.
It's hard. You don't have to work out in the morning. Like
I'm not saying that.
yeah, you don't
I'm
have
not
to
what
do
I'm
it.
saying. I just think it's important to establish a morning routine, though.
Yeah.
Whether or not that includes exercise, even though there are a lot of benefits to exercising in the morning, it's not what I'm pushing. But morning routine, I think, is if you start your day, if you find a way to start your day and you have success in that day, then why wouldn't you maintain that?
Yeah, because regardless of what you do, like you were saying, it doesn't have to be working out. Even just getting up a little bit extra or before the time that you normally wake up, you could drink more water. You could make an actually like a good breakfast for yourself. You could listen to music. You could meditate. You could do things that you wouldn't normally get to do if you're just getting up and going straight to work, which is what I've been doing, and it sucks.
Because you hate your life when you get up.
Exactly.
Because you know you have to get up.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? I said this to Joe. I was like, I noticed a really big difference in my mood compared to when if I work out before going to work and not working out and going to work.
Mhm.
There's a dramatic difference in my
It's night and day.
mood. Like, I have so much more patience when I have worked out prior to going in compared to when I don't.
I just wish I had this kind of discipline when I was in high school.
Yeah, because I'd probably be playing college sports right now.
Bro, even in college, if we were doing the shit that we were doing now, it'd be unstoppable.
Literally.
It's that's the thing though. You can't sit here and say I wish because we
I-
all went through things.
Yeah.
Kind of. This is a full circle, but kind of talking back to the point of why you can't create that roadmap and have everything worked out and like figured out in your life. Because I only started lifting 2 years ago. You only started lifting what, like 4-ish years ago?
So
Before you were in high school. No, you started lifting when you were in high school.
when I was in high school, we had these morning workouts for baseball, and you had to wake up at like 5 in the morning, right? Get to the school for 5:15, 5:30, whatever it was, I don't remember, and you lift to 6:45, right? But the workouts would be regimented based on whatever our coach gave us, okay? And so it was structured Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And sometimes I would go, but I'm going to be honest with you, I skipped a lot, all right? And one of the guys, our starting catcher, who did play baseball in college, right, would be like, yo, Sap, it was nice seeing you at the workout this morning when I wasn't there, right? And like obviously he was messing around, but if I took it more seriously, like I wish I did, I don't know, I just,
Well, that's a lesson you learned, right?
yeah. You don't get that time
I
back.
think any athlete kind of realizes that after, because I don't know, we're the three of us, we're just active people in general. Like we can't sit still. We really can't. So, I mean, that's why I decided, hey, you know what, I'll run a marathon. Just because, like, I don't know, I still have the competitiveness from when I used to play sports. But now, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I look back and I'm like, if I had my discipline now, like, it'd be pretty scary.
You are unstoppable with discipline. I think that's, what we're.
Yeah, discipline
saying.
and consistency. I saw this thing on Instagram. It was like discipline and consistency equals motivation because nobody's motivated every day. And that's so true. Like, there's so many things that, like, I don't want to go to the gym every morning. As much as I say I love it, like, I don't know. Some people love their kids, but they don't want to see them every day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being serious. But it's the discipline and the consistency. And then you're like, wow. Like, I might have said this in a previous podcast, but I've never gone to the gym and regretted it. That's what I tell myself every single time I don't want to go.
The only time that's ever happened to me is like sometimes I'll like pull or I'll tweak my lower back or something like that if I'm doing a back workout or a leg workout, and then I'm like, shit, now my workout's ruined.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the only time. Otherwise, I'm chilling.
Injuries suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, my knee's killing me. It's not killing me, but that made it feel so much better. Dude, See, like I know a lot of people just listen to this podcast, so they probably just thought there was silence there.
Yeah.
For those of you that were watching, dude, you're something else. You know that? Oh, dude, you know what we should talk about just a little bit?
Tell me.
Dude, how do you feel about what the Mets have done in the last 48 hours?
Dude, honestly, I could say so much, and
Let's keep it short.
yeah, I'll keep it short and simple. I'm very happy. Brandon Nimmo, I love you.
I'm so happy they re-signed him.
I love Brandon Nimmo.
The last guy from the 2015 World Championship team. Oh, not the World Champion. The finalists, I should say. The runner-ups.
I think he made his debut in 2016, so
Really?
I could be wrong.
I thought him and DeGrom were the last two from that team.
I think Jake was. And Nimmo came up in
I don't even
2016.
want to look it up because I believe you. Sorry. I'm a fake Mets fan.
I'll never forget. I forget if it was actually the World Series that year, or if they were just in a playoff game. But we were in our buddy A-Rod's dorm, and you
Our
were
freshman year.
freshman year,
The wild card game he's talking about in
Yes.
San Francisco.
and you were in the dorm next door, and somebody, I guess they got a hit or some big play happened, and you can hear him audibly like running from his room to our room, and he just stood in the doorway, just whoosh, and just stood there and was didn't say a word, and then went right back to his room.
So the play that Mike's talking about, Curtis Granderson made a game-saving catch in the 6th inning. The bases were loaded.
The Grandy man.
Noah Syndergaard was pitching, and I think the batter was Brandon Belt, and he hit a ball to the fence, and Granderson caught it right at the warning track, and he slid into the fence. And holy shit, was I hype. It was incredible. See, I'm getting off to a freaking wild card catch right now. And they lost the game. Familia gave up a home run in the 9th inning, and
The fact that you know that without
Connor
skipping a
Gillespie
beat,
was the hitter too.
Dude, some people have it. That's all I have to say. Dude, I can't wait till you're calling Mets games, dude. I really can't.
Dude, I really think I'll be calling games somewhere. If it's for the Mets, I mean, dude, that's like, I'll make it if I'm a broadcaster. You know, I'll
Yeah.
make it. I could firmly say that I found my, not that I found my passion, but I got to where I said I wanted to be, right? But if I get to that next step and I end up doing it for the Mets, that's like next level shit.
Dude, I can't wait to look at this in like years' time. And like you're broadcasting for like the Yankees. And we're gonna sit here and be like, yeah, this footage should never go out. Oh man. But dude, that's what sports does to you, man. Everybody that hates on sports, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like I was telling these guys today, like my parents are from Morocco, and Morocco won today in the semis. First time I cried in a couple years. Like it's
Yeah.
just
I was there.
it's just no, it wasn't. There's just some things about sports where you get so emotionally attached to whether it be your country, your favorite team, something about it. It's indescribable. Like I really can't describe the feeling you get when not only your team does well or your nation does well, but even like certain players that you grew up watching. Like today's a perfect example. Even though my country won, I grew up watching Ronaldo my whole life, and I saw him crying leaving that field. And part of me was like, it's over. Like,
So was that his last game? He's done?
that's his last game for Portugal. He might play. He's not signed to a club right now because a lot of outside stuff happened, and he did a couple of interviews and pretty much bashed his whole team, and they released him. But at the highest competition, that's the last time anyone's going to see Cristiano Ronaldo touch a soccer ball ever again. It's crazy. The guy is 37. He's been playing professionally since when I was born. I was born in 2000. I think he made his professional debut in 2003 in Portugal. But I knew he was in the 2006 Portugal team that went to the Euro finals. What was that? No, that 2006 was the World Cup. That was his first World Cup, 2006.
Should we fact check him?
2006 was definitely his first World Cup, 100%. But it's just crazy because we actually were talking about this with DeGrom. Like DeGrom's been on the Mets for 8 years.
2014 he came up.
That's eight-ish years. And now he's on the Rangers, and he looks ugly.
Yeah.
He's still a handsome guy, but he looks ugly in a Rangers uniform.
He is a handsome guy.
As much as I hate to say it now,
He's handsome.
he's going to throw his no-hitter, his first career
No-hitter
against-
as a
against
Ranger,
the-
100%.
Against the Mets, too. Scherzer already has one against the Mets. Does Verlander have one against the Mets?
Verlander has 3 no-hitters in his career, but none of them came against the Mets,
Okay.
fortunately.
But what are the odds Jace is against the Mets in New York? We should go to that game whenever
It's the end of August.
whenever the Mets play the Rangers. Oh, they only have one series?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So if Jake's slated to pitch, I'd be down to go.
If-
Maybe you guys could come with us.
Dude, he's definitely going to pitch. He's definitely going to pitch in Citi Field.
I don't know. Syndergaard had the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, but he's
Right.
like actually like a wuss.
Yeah,
Wasn't he hurt, quote unquote?
he was scratched
Yeah, loser.
because he didn't want to pitch against the Mets. That's
Nah,
why.
he's scared.
Yeah.
He was afraid.
You really do get attached to certain players, though. I mean, for me, it's Rafael Nadal. That's my boy. We're like this.
Dude, how emotional were you when you saw that?
He got so unbelievably close to getting to the finals of Wimbledon, and he laid it all out on the line in the quarterfinals against a younger guy, and he won. He came back in 5 sets and won that, and then he couldn't go. He couldn't something with his oblique or his abs or something like that. It was like a tear, and he tore one of his abdominal muscles in that quarterfinal match, and he still stuck it out and won. And then he had to disqualify himself after that. But he's getting up there. He's like 30, I want to say 36 now. So they only get so many more opportunities to win a big tournament like that.
Mhm.
But that's all I want from him is to win that one tournament because he always gets so close and then he just busters out.
Michael Bozzi's a big tennis guy, for those of you who...
Dude, I was
Don't
really
know.
emotional when he was crying when, oh my God, what's the dude from Swiss? I forget his name.
Federer.
When he retired and that whole, am I thinking of somebody else?
No, yeah.
Dude, when he retired and then you had Nadal crying,
Yeah.
that was bad. I was like,
Tennis is an emotional sport.
who's that new kid from Spain now that everybody's talking about?
Alcaraz.
Dude, I saw him.
He's cool.
Him. I was at a bar when he faced. Who's that American dude that went off? I forget his name. This is gonna. Hold on.
I kind of know who you're thinking of.
Hold on. I have to find this guy.
It wasn't Casper Ruud. No, he's foreign.
Francis Tiafoe.
Yes.
Tiafoe. It was him versus Tiafoe, and I was watching that at a bar. One of the most intense tennis matches I've seen in a minute. I'm not a big tennis guy, but if it's on TV and it's a big tournament, I'll watch it.
Mhm.
And it got so intense, the bar was getting involved. Probably because the dude was American,
Yeah,
but it was awesome. And that kid, what is he, 19, 20?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be winning a lot of things.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, he's gonna be good, like really good.
Some sports just kind of suck you in like that, where it's almost like, for lack of a better word, you feel like you're out there with them.
Dude, basketball used to be like that, the NBA. Now
Especially
I can't-
in
now
the
I can't
playoffs,
watch it.
too.
Oh, now I can't watch it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Crap.
awful now. Like, I'm not a Knicks fan, but
Let's
like,
go Knicks.
when the Knicks are good, the NBA is at its peak. But now the NBA is not even basketball anymore. It's just like a show. I feel like I'm watching the Globetrotters when I watch the NBA.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet last night. You guys familiar with UberFacts?
Yeah,
the page.
yeah.
I don't remember word for word, but basically, and it's not about the NBA, but the NFL. The NFL is basically a source of entertainment. It's deemed entertainment, not a sport.
Wasn't sports entertainment?
Well, hold on. Which means that the National Football League can fix games based on however they want, based on what can bring in more revenue and how they can monetize it better, and
What, like the WWE?
basically. Look it up. I'm sure the tweet still exists. Let's see if I can find it.
But is this tweet 100% factual?
Dude, it's uber facts.
Fine, you got me.
Like, holy fuck.
Wait,
Yo, he said
Like,
wait, guys. I don't mean to bring down the mood here, but what time do you have to be at work?
4. Oh, it's 3:38.
Oh shit. Segue.
Oh, England just scored, or France just scored. It's 2-1. Wow. Sorry. But, I mean, I feel like we probably should wrap this up because I don't want to be late to work.
What an episode.
Yeah, what an episode. I don't know what we're going to title this.
I think we got pretty deep, for sure.
We could title it Uber Facts.
Uber facts. I mean, you're the front runner right now for titles.
Or something origin,
Yeah,
the origin story.
the origin story of Uber facts.
Wait, I'm gonna find it.
Dude, I don't think you're going to find it.
Dude, it's Uber Facts. I'm gonna fucking find it.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find it.
Anyways, I don't know. Should we wait?
No, I don't think he's going to find it. But the thing is, if he finds it when we cut off, he's going to get so heated.
Oh, of course he is.
So, you bet your ass I am.
And the last thing he's gonna say is "fuck."
Yeah, and then we won't have to clap a second time.
There you go.
Hold up, guys. Haha. I found it. The NFL is recognized as an entertainment business rather than a sport, and they can legally fix the outcome of games.
What do the comments say?
You're stupid, and this.
That's it? Just you're stupid?
No, they're just going off about me.
About you?
Yeah.
What do they say?
America really sucks unless you're rich. What do you expect from a sport that calls teams franchise? This explains all of Tom Brady. I would never follow a sport knowing this information. And then there's a gif of the hit. I don't know, but you guys know this hit.
Oh yeah.
the
In
one
2018,
against-
Drew Brees.
Yeah, Saints and Rams.
And Rams.
I have a friend that's a Saints fan, and dude, if you want to talk about depression,
He's very handsome, by the way, guys.
oh, he is very handsome. You want to talk about depression?
Ridiculous.
Being a Saints fan the last like 4 years, because then you have the Miracle in Minnesota, you have that hit, then you have Kyle Rudolph, overtime winner,
Yeah, in the end zone.
playoffs,
And then Breeze retiring and
being
all that
stuck
kind
with
of stuff.
Famous Jameis,
and Andy Dalton.
Red Rifle. That's actually a sick
It
nickname.
really is.
That's a sick nickname. It's
Well,
crazy.
he's a dog. He
You know-
definitely gets action.
Dude,
Have you seen him?
they call him the Red Rifle for a reason.
Dude, you know who also gets action? Jimmy Garoppolo, baby.
Dude,
Oh,
he's handsome.
He's handsome.
He's handsome.
He,
He's a
he
stud.
He actually might be the most handsome athlete. He's up there with like Ronaldo.
What about Julius Randle?
Okay, guys.
This man's a big Knicks fan.
Big Knicks fan. Dude,
Yeah.
RJ Barrett's a good looking guy.
You think so? He's all right.
I hope he doesn't see this.
I mean, I love RJ.
Are there really good like? I mean, Devin Booker is kind of a good looking guy, no?
D-Book, yeah.
Wait, Kelly Oubre, remember the memes?
Yeah, dude, everyone wanted to hit Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, they still do.
I know. Well, dude, who's the best looking Knicks player?
Currently, I mean, dude, D Rose is handsome. He's probably gonna get traded though. I hope he's traded to a contender.
Yeah, I love D Rose, but no, seriously, who is
Most
the
handsome Knicks
most
player?
Handsome Knicks player. The longer you wait, the worse it gets. That's all I have to say.
Hold on.
Dude, Brunson?
No offense.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know half the Knicks roster.
Dude,
I know most of it. There's
Obi
some
Toppin?
dude. Obi's handsome. IQ. Manuel Quickly. He's handsome.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. I'm trying to even think. Dude, you know who's not? Oh my god, his name just left my head. Center Robinson,
Mitchell?
Mitchell Robinson. Yeah.
Dude, didn't we know someone who
Yeah,
got with him?
One of my friend's friends, like DM'd Mitchell Robinson, like back and forth and stuff like that. And he asked her to do some things after the game that I don't think I'm allowed to say on this podcast.
He wanted to get head.
Or I'm allowed to say it on the podcast. But yeah, pretty much that's what he wanted to do. And he was like, she was like, oh, like I'm at the game. And he was like, post game head? And she just never replied.
Dude, you guys know Eli Apple?
Cornerback.
Yeah, the one of the Bengals.
Yeah. So my buddy Joey, his girlfriend, they DM'd each other. Either she DM'd him or he DM'd her, and he always flirts with her, even like after games sometimes.
Wait, Joey's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah.
Right?
Obviously, she doesn't. They're in a committed relationship. She just thinks it's funny, and he's in on it too. Like they'll just
Dude,
kinda
Eli
mess with
Apple just keeps getting L's.
mess with him. It's hysterical.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end it off.
All right, boys, where can they find you?
Instagram, norm_8benbella. That's the only place you'll find me. Joe?
In your house.
You will find me in my house. Yeah, that's a good one, dude. Yeah, give me that. That's good. That's good.
You'll find me on Instagram at Joe_Sap23, and then I think my TikTok's the same thing. And if it's not, just type in Joe Sapienza.
You can find me asleep on my couch at 8 o'clock every night.
Yeah, at 6:45.
God, not anymore. But you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Mike_Abazia1. And I think that'll do it.
Yeah.
We will see you all next week. Like and subscribe for more content.
See you guys.